All right, welcome everybody. Wanted to share a couple of things. I've started the series called Awareness Games, where I share something inspiring, and I also talk about one of my hobbies, which is board games. And today I want to talk about the way that randomness is actually not so random. I first came across this when someone told me to ask a question and then pull out any book and open any page and read any line, and I would find my answer. And I found that quite remarkable how that's possible. But actually, I've tried it multiple times, and it always seems to work. So I remember, I think last year or a year before last, we had an expert on the I Ching, which is a wonderful teaching from China, which is also known as an oracle. And I Ching has actually been found to, the way it's structured, seems to mirror our own genes, our own genetics, and the way that our DNA is also structured. And what she was saying is that the I Ching comes from the idea that nothing in this universe is random, which is why there are many ways of divinizing, and you can take pieces of paper, or you can take straws and sticks, and you can throw them, and the kind of order that they fall in, it gives you one of the anagrams of the I Ching. And so basically the idea that the whole universe is an intelligent system, not just parts of it, not just a living being, but every single part of the universe is an intelligent system, and nothing is really happening by chance. So what you call random is actually not as random as it appears. So her name is Spring Cheng, I think, and she had a website called resonancepath.com, if I'm not mistaken. And she was teaching us about the I Ching. So I just wanted to try this with all of you. And just, some time back, I printed out everything I have written on Facebook over, 12, 13 years. And so this is one of the volumes from 2011. Just pulled out. I have like 12 volumes of this. And I just thought I'd open a random page and let's just see what comes up, right, for all of us today. So it says, meaningless thoughts create a meaningless world. Meaningful thoughts create a meaningful world. Miraculous thoughts create a miraculous world. And not believing any thoughts unwhirl the world. What else do I have on this page? Whenever we are too sure of ourselves, we pass on our limitations to our children. Whenever we can be comfortable not knowing and have a fresh heart and mind, we pass on immense blessings to our children. In other words, whenever you're too fixated in your thinking, you pass on that fixated way of looking at the world to your children. But whenever you come from a place of wonder and being willing to question your assumptions, then you pass on immense blessings to your children. I was told that Queen Elizabeth's most precious wedding gift. So Queen Elizabeth was asked, what is the most, precious wedding gift that you received when you got married? And she showed the reporter a piece of cloth that had been hand woven by Mahatma Gandhi. How amazing is that? When we add a story to it, our simplest gifts become more precious than diamonds. So Queen Elizabeth would have received all kinds of gifts from all over the world. But I'm told she treasured this gift, hand-woven cloth by Mahatma Gandhi. And how gracious of him to give a gift to who he considered, in a way, to be the oppressor of his own country, right? So there's something so amazingly gracious about that. At any given time, there is sitting, standing, walking, or lying down. Everything else is a story. In fact, the Buddha says, this is all, your whole life is just sitting, standing, walking, and lying down. Everything else is a notion. Anything else is what you claim to be doing. In fact, even those four things are kind of a story. This is how we distinguish the postures. Let's open another random page. The more interesting you try to be, the less interesting others find you. The more interested you get in others and in what interests them, the more interesting, captivating, and charismatic you appear to them. This knowledge can be used in two ways. One is to influence people by faking interest, and two is to deeply connect with people through genuine interest, which means discovering compassion, common passion. What common passion do you share with them? Lovely. Studying all the streams of knowledge can be useful in the world, but it cannot free us. Knowing the one who knows instantly frees us. Every great wisdom teaching and tradition points inward, urging us, know thyself, know thyself. Who is the one who is knowing all of these millions of trillions of different things? Don't try to be more loving than you are. Don't expect others to be more loving than they are. Love how loving you are, and love how loving they are. Isn't that great? All right, so those were some random, but I'm sure not so random thing that I had to share. Read one last one. All suffering comes from wishing things would change or would not change. All freedom comes from recognizing that which is subject to change. From the silent backdrop, which is forever beyond change. So suffering comes from, I wish this would change, I would change, you would change, the world would change, or I wish it would not change. And freedom comes from recognizing that which is subject to change. And also the silent backdrop, which never changes, just is. So those were a few random and non-random readings from today. And I also wanted to introduce you to one of the games from my collection. This is a very colorful game. It's called Sagrada. And have you ever been to a place with stained glass windows? Often you find them in churches and cathedrals. So this is a very colorful game. It has all these super colorful dice. Can you see? All kinds of colorful dice, which you're going to be placing in different orders on stained glass windows like this. So there's a certain pattern to this. And based on the patterns you create, you'll be creating a stained glass window with a certain pattern. And so it's quite a simple game. It doesn't last very long. I think the game is just about half an hour long. And it's really quite, it gets you thinking, and there is, of course, a small amount of luck to it, but it's not purely luck. You can be quite strategic with how you do things. You also get these nice coins, these crystals as part of the game. So I've enjoyed this game, and my aim is to introduce you to games you may not be familiar with. So this is one of them. Each player gets their own stained glass window, and they have to fill it up with these patterns of dice. And yeah, that's the game. That's what the rule book looks like. It's not that difficult to learn, and it's quite colorful and nice. It's got a good table presence. So every week I've collaborated with my friends from the board game company, and they're giving away one game every week to people who are part of my YouTube channel and theirs as well. And if you leave a comment, then they will select one person to give away a game. Every week we'll give away one game, and then every month we'll give away a bigger game. And also we're giving away, they want to give away a 500 rupee voucher. Actually, you can even get some good games within 500 rupees. And you can use it all with you to get a bigger game as well. So I thought it's great to every day share something inspiring and also something interesting like this. I think games are a great way for us to spend time with friends and family. And very quickly we can create some nice memories. And also, like I get my parents to play, and I can almost see that their brains are getting activated in all these different ways, in analytical ways and collaborative ways and creative ways. And sometimes these games also, like this is a game kind of tangible, you got to play with the dice and things. So I think it's a really good way to keep our multi-sensory awareness alive. So that's what I have for today, and we will see you again tomorrow. Be well, lots of love. I hope the new year is treating you well. Take care, everybody. My YouTube channel is Nitya Shanti. Yeah, and you can find theirs as well. It's Board Game Company, Bored, Board Game Company.